Hey, Ian. How's it going? Got a little paper today. Oh man, it's starting to rain on us. Hopefully it'll be brief. Hey, Ivan, how's it going? How's it going? It's going great, thanks. Yes, it is raining right now, but just barely drizzling, so it's not ruining anything yet. And now I'm just prepping, so as long as the sandpaper works, pretty good. Oh, it is by you? Where y'all at? Definitely gray skies. Think about this fluted molding, it is not very forgiving. It's such a good detail. You don't want a bunch of distractions and paint blobs in it. You want to get it as close to original. Original is not possible, but you want it as close as possible. And it takes, and it's not a one-shot deal. You're going to have to do several stages to get it there. Well, that's the difference between sometimes good and great. ain't gonna call myself great, but I am better than good. Y'all have a heat advisory. You're in Oshkosh. Might be putting your sandpaper on a round stick, saves your hands. Well, that's exactly what I was doing, but it grabs, and truthfully, my hands are, I can do this all day with my hands just because that's what I've been doing my whole life. So that part doesn't bother me. I don't get blisters or calluses from this, fortunately. But with hands, you can feel it. And you can feel, and that's, and when it's already primed white, sometimes you need to be able to tell what's a shadow and what's just a different paint. So, works out pretty decent. But yeah, there's a lot. Like when this has been painted, it had to be 10 times since it was new and all this was crisp. So you're sanding out a lot of stuff. But when tools snag, it's harder to remedy than when your hand gets snagged. You can just kind of instinctively stop because you can feel it. But the good thing about primer is it gives you another layer of sanding, so it can help you get even smoother because you can sand the primer down too, filling in imperfections and such. And there's always some of those. You can't get rid of all of it, but you can minimize any of it. I'm sitting on my couch with my dog laying on my lap. What a great life. Sorry about that heat advisory though. I've always been the same. I don't watch myself. I can sit with arthritis at 20. Yeah. Right on, fam lamb. Right on. A doctor started to give me that diagnosis once, and I said, before you start telling me what I've got, is there something I can do about it? He was like, no. I said, okay. Goodbye. Not a symptom yet. Thank you. Unfortunately. Let's feel that, see how smooth. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Got a little more here than what we thought. So let's just compare like that one to that one. See what I'm saying? Gotta get that junk off of there. And that's what the primer will let you see and pull off. Then I'll give this some hosing with the air, get all the dust off before I get into the paint. But all the sanding has to happen first, Captain. This is a historic home. This is a kind of part of the culture of the city. And the people who live here are also definitely a part of the culture of the city. So gotta do right by it. I mean, regardless, but especially. This is I think maybe a 100 grit that I'm using right now. It's pretty aggressive, but by hand, not as aggressive. It's just going to rely on the pressure to the side, but keep you from overworking yourself. Pretty happy with all that I can comfortably reach right now. Do a little bit more here. It's a doorbell, so people will be reaching for that. You don't want to reach and see a glob of yesteryear paint. Give extra attention to the things that are at eye level. Give extra attention to the things that people are going to be touching or reaching for, etc., etc. It can't be perfect, but we would be here for the rest of our lives. But we want to spend the time that we do have maximizing important stuff. Let's see what we got in this chat. Ivan said it might advise, blah, blah, blah. We have a heat advisory said that. Well, I saw that. It's been the same. If I don't watch myself, I can say what I thought. She is an old English sheepdog. How cute. Ivan says there's something to remember. She's a pure breed. Give some love to her from a total stranger. Sounds beautiful. Her name is Tessa. Shout out to Tessa. The pure breed. All the champions. A good puppy. Doing good lap. Chillaxation. Watching some paint prep. See, that's immediately better. Immediately. And then I'm going to start eye level and work my way out from there. In this case, up and down, of course. This is one of the benefits of having relatively small hands. Pause for a second. And the homeowner, I believe, is coming to visit.
Miss your skip, trying to work with skip, you know. The skip, and you know, he kind of little flamboyant. Yeah, you want to be out front. Good morning, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah. No. You want to be out front, but they you not.
There we go. Uh-oh. It's not it's not the worst view. cheap knockoff paint. It's gonna happen. That primer is there to do just that in some cases. In this case, the filler comes with it. It's just too much. Because we're not gonna paint over all the rough stuff. We're not gonna do it. Now on this kind of mold, and it might sound contradictory, but I don't mind little chips and dings like that here and there, because it does add some character. That just looks old, but it doesn't look like bad work. And old sometimes looks not old, but original, which is certainly a good thing. Right here I got a little bump we gotta get out. Some old patch. And because of a different color, we gotta trust that through touch, not through vision. Actually, Wes, a piece of sponge or tape on that pipe might do the trick. Gives you some grip. Oh, my man got a dowel and save your hands. Yeah, he's old. Doesn't work right. Well, all right. Well, here's the thing. This doesn't damage my hands in the slightest. Fortunately, my fingers are small. It fits right in between it. And I don't know if it's a result of my MMA background, wrestling background, or roofing background. But these hands, or weightlifting background, but my hands don't really callous from something like this. It takes a ton more. But I do appreciate these suggestions. I know it's in good spirit. But I truly and genuinely like to feel the work at certain stages so that I can be sure that my finish is desirable. It will heat up and you gotta wait for it to cool down and hit it again, but that's, you're waiting on the material to cool so it doesn't become gummy. You want it to stay fairly brittle so that it can bead up or come off like sand rather than coming off like gum. But we're nearing the bottom now, so we're doing good. And nearing the bottom, what I'm noticing with this particular house is you start running into nails. You got to be careful. They got a lot of little nails that are slightly backing out, so they look like paint drips, but they're not. And they'll wreck your sandpaper. So you got to look out for that. Less trips to the truck, the better. Look at all that dust we're getting. It's doing good. We don't want that junk in the tank. But it is raining now, but not pouring. It's kind of refreshing a little bit. You know where you get damp, but you don't get soap. I might evaporate this right back off of me. Look at the outside of these flutes too. You can hit these with something flat, but if you're here, yeah, I know. So what we got? Fish. Look at what we had. Look at what we got. Look at what we had. I'm always disappointed if I stay at home and it doesn't rain heavy. And I missed work because I like work. But then, if I go to work, there's a chance of rain, and then the rain stops me. I'm like, man, I could have been home making videos, working on the house, building something. But I usually am willing to wait out some of the rain. Unless I'm doing the final paint, I'm doing that. I don't want to risk paint running off the trim down the brick. Knock off those corners. Whoo, splinter. Oh, and a fingernail. Yikes. Pleasant. It works if it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. These are facts, sir. These are facts. Ouch. That is tail in the tail. Let's grab some more flat sea skis. See if we can clean up some of that. It's kind of a weird thing, like generationally. Sometimes you can tell how old somebody is by the work advice they'll give you. And the younger guys are usually saying, hey, put on a mask, or do this trick that saves you some physical duress. But the old guys know that a certain amount of this is conditioning your body for it. So that it's not duress, but it's conditioning. The carpenter has to have calluses. Has to. Can't swing a hammer enough without building up thicker skin in the places you have to hold it. Same for knuckles in boxing. Same for ears and grip and wrestling. So, like Philip Drummer said, different strokes. It might be right for you, may not be right for you. You know what? Step back with anything that stands out. If it still stands out, you come back, put some putty on it. Smooth anything that looks like a bump. Big bump anyway. Just softening the edges. The things that won't come off will help them with some character rather than problems. the stoop to deal with, though. Hey, Ann, how you doing? Ivan says I started out making knife-shaped objects by scraping. Let me get over here. Why is it so zoomed in on me? Why does that happen? Hold on. I didn't even know that could be happening. Jesus. Weird. I never seen a zoom on a live. And y'all just all in my grill. Nobody said nothing. Let's see how y'all. Pumping this truck in a few seconds. Wipe off my screen into chat. How was this old man get a dowel? Save your hands. Mostly lazy and weak. I try to stick to hand tools when possible for that exact reason. I started out making knife-shaped objects by scraping them on stone. Sure enough, after a day of scraping, I had something that's butter knife sharp. Cornelia says, poor people housing. Because Cornelius is obviously not smart, because it's $1 million property. And I don't know any poor people who live in $1 million property. So maybe you're either a king or maybe stupid. But don't tell nobody. I don't know what he said. Just saying. Just saying. This is restoration, buddy. King or a crack. One of them. Yep. Definitely not bright. We can definitely agree on that. Definitely not the brightest candle on the cake. And so now I'm taking my sanding down a little bit finer with this disc here. But just so I can get a little bit more of what I just got off sharpened up wherever I need to. Gives me a reasonable amount of cushion in my fingers and such. But it helps me clean up these edges, these corners, without being too aggressive. Because now it's just more or less refinement. Minimizing things. Dude's looking at 6-inch, 8-foot fluted columns, calling it poor people. On a 3-side brick house, 4,000 square feet. You are a goof. So I think, I'm gonna pull back on that one. Check the forecast, see if the rain is gonna let us do any more. Because I really want to paint. I got these garage doors painted yesterday. I want to paint that and then hit that top window, and then the stuff near the electric, because that is not going to be fun. Didn't even know they used bricks in the state, says Ivan. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I used to lay a lot of brick when I was younger. This house I put a roof on like 25 years ago. Needs a new one. That's how old I am. Yeah. But I don't generally show people's houses a whole lot on there. But yeah, this house is all brick, and then the foundation is 18-inch granite stones. So it's super strong in the basement story. I I'll show you what this granite looks like while I wait on some of this rain to pass. Just these massive stones. Each of these is a foot and a half thick. Um, the entire story down below is that. Yeah, this foundation is insane. Definitely, definitely broke boy business. Oh boy. So I'm gonna get my blower. I'm gonna blow all this stuff off so I can get all the dust out of the way. I'll reprime what's exposed wood now, and then we'll start getting set up for the paint. And hopefully this water will stay in the atmosphere and not on the ground. Nicest foundation I've seen yet, says Ivan. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Good strong house. This thing will be here forever. It's already 100 years old and looks better than me. But, you know, I am half that. Oh yeah, blower. My blower is electric. Keeps me from having to drag a gas tank around. And it does make me have to drag a 100-foot cord around. Man, that's looking so much better already. Those shutters going up is gonna be great. I'm gonna have to do some scraping on this porch too before I'm all said and done. But for now, all right. Let's steal some paint from Norm. Steal me a little primer. Remember, one side of the brush. Only one. Yeah. Get some more paint. This primer, very light coat, because we want it to soak in. Soak in that raw wood. Again, this is a primer coat, so it can be thin, it can be light. You can squeeze out the rest of it, the best of it. Get some more paint. Or should I say more primer? I've got some cleanup to do up here. Should have really put some tarps down. But I'll bring the wet back out and soak it all. Perfectionist in me has to keep reminding myself to go back and check the pictures of the befores, because can very much get obsessed in a situation like this and obsess yourself into oblivion and be here way too long. But that is also why you give options to the homeowner. How much effort do you want me to put in it? Yeah, definitely looking better. Oops. Definitely looking better. These poor broke bastards. But yeah, the difference is just between that window and that one. Alright. Oh, Lord, just making life better. They're high. Jeez. Rain again. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and start getting this stuff tucked away a little bit for this rain. Maybe we'll grab something to eat right quick, see if it blows over. If it does, of course I'll be back. If it doesn't, I'm dropping him off. I'm going to the shop, and we will be continuing our mallet month that we're doing right now. I'm building a bunch of these. He said, Mama, I want to be poor like that. You and me both, bud. Me and you both. All right. See y'all later. Thanks for hanging. What's up?